Intel Sports, Liberia's biggest and professional sports television station, is now located at GSA and Rehab Drive in Painesville. Intel Sports is 100% Liberian owned. It is an exclusive sports platform that provides extensive and quality local content sports programs across the country. Follow us on our Facebook page, YouTube, Instagram, or better still, on our app on Google or Play Store. For business purposes, you can contact us on these numbers. Intel Sports will remain Liberia's exclusive and best sports television station.
So happy. You can see how they are playing with SKD.
I'm feeling so happy about the game. And then when we come back into the game, you don't.
No, the game was fun. Apart from that, they tell referee and Spaniard again. The game was fun. They say referee, you know the game. The game was fun. We went to equal game. But I win at this point.
So happy. You can see how they are playing with SKD.
I'm feeling so happy about the game. And then when we come back into the game, you don't.
No, the game was fun. Apart from that, they tell referee and Spaniard again. The game was fun. They say referee, you know the game. The game was fun. We went to equal game. But I win at this point.
Well, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the media, we want to welcome you to this mass press conference to be addressed by the leadership of the Liberia Kickball Federation, headed by the President, Ambassador Emmanuel Sopras Wie, flanked by the Secretary General of the Federation, Mr. Abu Fofana, and we also have the chair of the Grievance and Ethics Committee, Mr. Lami Kamara. They will be addressing issues, developments from the recent visit to neighboring Sierra Leone, as well as other pertinent issues relative to the growth and development of our traditional game, Kickball. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to welcome you to this unique press conference to be addressed by our leaders of the game. You are welcome.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, our fighting audience, officials and club presidents of the Liberia Kickball Federation, our sponsor, the premier sponsor of the Liberia Kickball Federation National Lottery Authority, and our partner, our supervisor, the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, today we are here to inform you of happenings at the Liberia Kickball Federation. we want to bring to your attention the Liberia traditional game over the past time since its establishment in 1964, with the Federation being established in 1994. This leadership have thought to take this game outside of Liberia. Today, we are here to give you an insight of what we've been through in the last few days. On the 10th of June this year, with the presence of the Deputy Director for Administration, National Lottery Authority, Honorable Famule, we got in connection with the Sports Authority of Sevelon, informing them of our vision to see Liberia Kickball Federation moving to Sevelon in support to extending Liberia traditional game to the Mano River Union countries. Going forward, the communication started, and there were requests from the Sport Authority of Sevelon for the Liberia Kickball Federation to give a consent note concerning our vision, which was done by the leadership and submitted to the Sport Authority. On July 8th, 2025, we received an official invitation from the Sevelonian Sport Authority, NSA, inviting the Liberia Kickball Federation to meet stakeholders in regards to our request to extend Liberia traditional game to Sevelon. We immediately had a leadership meeting. We set up the leadership and we asked for volunteers and people who were willing to support Liberia traditional game. So we set up a team made of 7 persons. With the 7 persons, we had to carry 5 out of the 7 because 2 of the 7 members gave us an excuse that were in regard to family and job related. So on the trip, we had 5 persons going. And that was amongst them, we had Alfred Berry, President, Leader Keeper Club, C. Tonian Famule, President, Girls of Zion, and Mr. Berry represented the 2nd Division teams on that trip, while Mr. Famule represented the 1st Division clubs on that trip. We took with us because we knew there were going to be communications and some legal issues. We took with us the Chair on Grievance and Ethics, Mr. Lamin Kamara. Also on the trip was the Secretary General of the Liberia Kickball Federation, Abu G. Fufana, the Senior, and heading the delegation was the President, Ambassador Emmanuel Surprise Wee. We left Liberia on the 21st of July, and we got in Sevelon on the 21st. When we got to Sevelon, we were received by the Sport Authority by 8 p.m. in the night. We were taken to where we were lodged, the JPC guest house in Freetown. We had a briefing with the Sport Authority, and the next day, we had to begin per day itinerary. On the 22nd, we met with the entire leadership of the National Sport Authority of Sevelon, headed by Dr. Emmanuel Adulai as Executive Director. There we presented the case of Liberia traditional game and seeking their indulgence and support to have the game cross border. After the presentation, there were questions which were responded to by members of the delegation. And then at the end of it, we got an overwhelming support from the National Sport Authority of Sevelon. The National Sport Authority of Sevelon has the right to coordinate and govern all games related. On the same day, the 21st, the 22nd, we met with the Minister of Sports of Sierra Leone, Honorable Augusta Tillman, at her office conference room. There we had the permanent secretary of the ministry and the deputy minister for sports. We again presented the case of Liberia traditional game seeking their indulgence. After the presentation, the leadership endorsed our vision and even appreciated us for the fact that we selected Sierra Leone as the first country. And we told them we wanted to stand on the history of Liberia and Sierra Leone establishing the Mountain River Union. Therefore, we could still work together to give a sport to the Mountain River and that of Africa and the world. We were welcomed wholeheartedly, and there were a few questions asked. One of them was, where is the game played? And we told them the game is played regularly on the same pitch like soccer. And there was an exhibition of a video where the team at the Ministry of Sports witnessed. Thereafter, Honorable Minister Thelma instructed the Deputy Minister for Sports along with the Director of Sports to take us to some of the facilities so that we could see and let them make those facilities available for the Liberia Kickball Federation exhibition. It was overwhelming, and we went to the National Stadium, which is under construction, and there's an extension beside the stadium, the main stadium. And we got photos and everything we'll share with you in support of what we are saying. We had to retire later in the evening, the next day, because our plan was to meet all the stakeholders so that tomorrow when we get there, we will not have an issue. So the next day was the 23rd. We got engaged with the Ministry on Technical and Higher Education. We met with the Permanent Secretary, who drove us through along with the Sport Desk officer. They both met the delegation. We again presented to them our argument, our concern, and our vision. Again, like the first two stakeholders did, they endorsed and they asked us why we thought of them. And the team was clear to inform them that yes, it is the responsibility of the Ministry of Sports and that of the National Sport Authority. But we want the game because the game has a history of being in the schools. Our foundation is in both the high schools and that of the universities. So we think working with you will help us to build the game and build it faster. So the team again endorsed our vision and agreed to work with us in making this vision a reality. The same day, we met the head on physical and health education, the one we call PE in Liberia. And we presented. He was clear to us and recommended that he's endorsed our vision, but asked that the first set of people who will be trained as technicians and administrators should be those who are teaching PE, physical education. Why? Because he believes that they control the students, and once the students see them in the league, it means they're going to follow. And he also tapped on the history of kickball in Liberia, which was introduced by a Peace Corps volunteer named Terry Jackson, who was serving the capacity as a PE instructor. So he said that would be the easier way to penetrate the system, which the committee agreed to. In a summary form, we are proud to present to you, members of the press, our followers, supporters of kickball, presidents of the clubs, our sponsor, our supervisor, the Ministry of Youth and Sport, and official communication from the Ministry of Sport, Sierra Leone, endorsing our vision to establish Kickball in Sierra Leone, and supporting our plans to see Kickball in Sierra Leone. What are the plans? This is the plan of the Liberia Kickball Federation. We are going to have an exhibition tournament in Sierra Leone, agreed upon now by the National Sport Authority and all the stakeholders, because before we left, we established a steering committee made of all the stakeholders we met, and we had an active chat room running now, and we agreed in principle that the delegation from Sierra Leone will be in Liberia in September to follow on some of the activities we have here. Upon their return in October, the second week in October, the Liberia Kickball Federation will lead a delegation of not less than 6 teams to Sierra Leone for the exhibition tournament. During the exhibition tournament, we'll have an official parade in Freetown, Sierra Leone, with the schools being part and parcel, and we'll play a single game in free time. After the single game, the entire team will move to Bull, and then the rest of the games in regard to the tournament will be played in Bull. So on behalf of the leadership, the team that went to Sierra Leone, we want to present this communication under the signature of the permanent Secretary of Sport in Sierra Leone, and we will distribute on their approval and endorsement of our vision and mission. So, now that we are back in Liberia, we want to use this medium to call on the national government through the Ministry of Youth and Sports to take charge, to take lead, to see Liberia traditional game being introduced in the Mano River Union, because it is our plan to have and organize the Mano River Kickball Union right after we've been successful in establishing the sport in Sierra Leone. Distinguished members of the press, we want your support, because this can no longer be handled by just the Liberia Kickball Federation. As you are aware, the Kickball Federation, if not the poorest, is one of the poorest federations in Liberia, but we did not see it as a challenge, but to hold the bull by the horn, so that our game that has been here for years and years and years will cross border, because this sport, we believe, is more entertaining, and this is one sport that is played by female 100%. And if we want to see Liberians being employed as professional players and bringing back dividends to our country, we want to ask the government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Youth and Sports, to take full charge and pick up from where we are, because the federation alone, we don't have the capacity to continue from where we reach, because it's cost intensive. It has to do with sport diplomacy. So we're asking the government to take charge in regards to the foreign affairs, the Horses Committee on Youth and Sports, the Senate Committee on Youth and Sports, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, so that tomorrow all of us can feel proud that we introduce the game to the Mano River countries, to Africa, and to the world. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to serve you as leaders of the Liberia Kickball Federation, and we want us all to achieve this together. Thank you so much. I submit.
Okay, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, you listened to the president of the Liberia Kickball Federation, and Ambassador Emmanuel Surprise, and we guess there are some concerns and questions from you. So you are welcome to ask your questions, raise your concerns, as will be adequately answered by Ambassador Emmanuel Surprise or the team of officials that tour ask a question, identify yourself, your institution, and raise your question.
Thank you. My name is Edwin Dodo from the Liberia Investigator. And Mr. President, you were asking government for support. I would like to know what sort of support is it, financial or technical support that you would need at this moment?
Thank you. We will need first financial support, and we will need the country's support diplomatically and technically, because in all we do, it is the image and the face of the country that we take across.
Follow up. And how much do you think will be needed to make sure that this sport is established or is connected in Sierra Leone?
On a rough show, because we cannot carry all, but we know that to take more than 6 teams from here will cost us nothing less than 10,000-15,000 United States dollars.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Albert Fania, and I do report for Cape FM. My concern has to do with your relationship with the Minister for Youth and Sports at large, most especially looking at your delegation that went to Sierra Leone. Have you been able to meet since you returned? And if yes, how has it been? What was the discussion pertaining to your visit to the area, and what you intend for him to do in order to support your initiative?
Thank you. Like you asked, when we were in Sierra Leone, we kept in constant communication with the Deputy Minister of Sports, who is the direct person responsible for sporting activities in the country. And upon our return, we informed him that we are back. And like you can see, we have copies of a report of our activities there. And we're going to present this to the Ministry of Youth and Sports on tomorrow, and to our sponsors as well. So yes, we have a relationship with the Ministry of Youth and Sports. That is why where you see us play is the property of the ministry. They gave it to us. And where we have our office is owned by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. So yes, we have a good working relationship.
I think I will have a follow-up to that. If I will understand Albert from I'm talking about the ambassador of sports at large, Aliyu Kebe, if you have a personal relationship in terms of the sports, because you're talking about carry out the sport regionally. Do you have some?
So you need to save your breath. We have not met him. We have not spoken with him. We hope that he too will help our fight so that the Liberia traditional game can leave the country under his administration too.
Okay, so Mr. President, congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
the first person.
Okay, so I'm congratulating you on your successful trip, and I'm happy that you have a very big dream, and gradually it's become a reality because I know you who you are. I've been following you from your university days. While you were in Sierra Leone, somebody raised the issue of why is it that the dedication is just so men? We don't have any females. So I just wanted to address that. And secondly, Edwin asked concerning the budget, what are the 15,000? He asked and you said 15,000. So I want to know what the 15,000 is for basically, taking the sports to the vulnerable young countries, talking about all the region. And would that also include the dedication we're expecting from Sierra Leone in September?
Thank you. Let me start with the issue of the finance. I was asked by one of your colleagues on the financial standing in terms of what we think will cover all the trip to Sierra Leone. And I said on a rough show, it will be nothing less than 10,000-15,000 United States dollars. Because we're taking at least 16, we meet about almost 200 persons. That was my response. It's not in coverage of the team visit to Liberia. No. On the issue of female representation, from the startup, we said we had a team made of 7 persons, 5 male, 2 female. And those 2 female have to decline later on, one said because of job engagement, and the other because of family issue. So the both of them stay away. We have to manage with the 5 persons. So we have female.
All right. Thank you, Mr. President. Kolubas is here from ERBC. You talk about the several Leoneans visiting Liberia in September, a delegation. I know is maybe to continue the conversation, but is the federation here organizing extra event or activities, talking about maybe kickball games that they could see live and maybe go back and help them push the message in Sierra Leone, or they just come in, you sit on the round table and continue the conversation. Another issue, when you were in Sierra Leone, sources at the Ministry of Youth and Sports said they were not involved with your trip. Like perhaps you did not inform them before you departed, as it should be done in a formal way. You may have had one or two insider at the ministry you be communicating with, but there are sources there who will say formally they are not aware about. They were not aware about the delegation trip, because if they had known and been informed, they would have a member of the ministry on your delegation. I don't know where you are with that.
Thank you. I don't know your source, right? But as far as we are concerned, and the ministry was informed. Get me right. Not an official communication, but we had a discussion in the presence of the minister proper, the deputy minister for sports, and the assistant minister for sports in the office of the minister. When I brought it to their attention during the ministerial league, I brought it to their attention that, in fact, the invitation, I showed the invitation to the minister proper, and he said, so you're going on the 21st. He said the teams that you're carrying, and I said to him, no, that's an assessment trip. We want to assess the place and negotiate, coordinate with the people on ground so that they accept us before we can take the players there. And in passing, he said, okay, that's a good initiative, but when the teams are getting prepared to go, we'll have a conversation around that. So nobody can tell me that, maybe because we did not do an official communication, but they are aware. Even besides that, when we on our way to Sierra Leone, we're in constant communication with Deputy Minister for Sports. We're changing text messages, we're calling, and we're in constant. In fact, even try helping us with some assistance in Sierra Leone, connecting us to different people who could help us. But just unfortunately, we could not meet them. So I don't know who is saying that, but I think they want to misinform you at the end of the ministry. So the ministry is our partners. So more often we write them and inform them of our activities. So the secretary just informed me that yes, he did a formal communication from the secretary. So it's not just a lecture. So the invitation was sent to them attached with the communication. So it means they were communicated with. The second question.
Yeah. On the Sardinians.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We have a plan. And that plan is to the first 16 that will be selected. We'll have a trial competition between them and amongst them so that the team will witness and follow.
And your engagement, I saw your itinerary. You should have had a meeting with the media. I know some of my media colleagues in Sierra Leone send me some questions. I don't know about kickball sports here in Liberia. I don't know what was the interaction. Did you meet them? Did you have a conversation with them?
Yeah, we had a press conference, and I can share that video with you. We had a press conference in the conference hall of the JPC guest house, and it was almost similar to what we're doing here. Some of the media allies were present, and we got some document that we can share with you in regards to that, the live video also. So yes, we had a press briefing.
Lastly, this is an international engagement you beginning. So I don't know the level of engagement you're having with other stakeholders in Liberia who could make it, work. I don't know if you have, beside the youth and sports, foreign affairs and other, the National Olympic Committee and other, bodies. I don't know how well you are engaged with them. And what are the plans in training the folks in Sierra Leone who should be the one to teach the sport to the players and other athletes in Sierra Leone? Are you going to move there to teach them out? about the game, or you're going to invite them in Liberia to teach them all about the game?
On the issue of engaging stakeholders, we needed to first report to our own stakeholders in terms of the president, you, the media, and inform the country of our step ahead. You know, there's a common saying in Liberia, if you want someone to help you wash your back because you can't see there, you must first wash your stomach. So yes, we have done that. We have taken a step ahead. So we are going to engage. And in fact, the team moving to Severlo, we're going to set up an entire committee. A committee that will be responsible to engage stakeholders. We want to talk to Honorable Snow. We want to talk to Mr. Bedete. We want to talk to our former sponsor, the SIGA. We want to talk to Mr. Cyrus Momo Cyrus. You know, there are people we want to engage with. But firstly, we need to report to you, the journalists, report to the Liberian people, report to the Ministry of Youth and Sports, inform our official sponsor, and then we start to engage the rest of the others. On the issue of the training, it's arranged according to the discussion we held. The exhibition tournament will be the second week in October. So the first week in October, the technical team will be there to train the physical education teachers. It will be our first people to engage with.
Okay, finally from my end, we know this has been a long journey. All the leaders of the LKF tried, they could not make it. And now you have started this. How confident are you that this will be achievable? Because we know Liberians, we are not a starting team and not earning it. Are you confident that this will be achieved?
Thank you. Follow my history. I'm somebody who, when I'm in, I'm grateful with the team I have. I have a team of waiting people who are willing to put in their personal time and money. And I don't know why you don't want to ask how we raise money to go there either. But we got there. They speak to the fact that we have people who are willing to make this history. The history that our country will be proud of. I took power as president since 2018. And I said that this sport, there are two things. Besides all we're doing, there are two things we're keen on. We'll have an official sponsor that will help the league to drop the burden, and we'll make sure we cross border with this trip. Now, we have taken the first step. We need your support as sport writers. We need your support as journalists to help us, connect us with some of the people you are connected to too, so that this success story, all of us can be part and parcel. I can tell you, once we succeed in having kickball league play in Severlo, we establish the Mano River Kickball Union. It means all of us, we are history makers. And we are going to create the opportunity to provide empowerment, employment for young ladies in Liberia, even young men who are coaches and referees. So yes, this is going to be successful with your help, with the help of this country, the help of all of us as Liberia. Yes, it's going to be successful.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, makers of history. We want to thank the president of the Liberia Kickball Federation, Ambassador Emmanuel Surprise, we are a team that have come here today to brief the media. We want to thank you, members of the press, for attending this all-important press conference. We want to thank the entire team of the Liberia Kickball Federation, the leadership, and all stakeholders of Kickball that have been helping to take the game forward. Once again, I want to thank you for this wonderful press conference and the management of Intel Sports. Many thanks to you and our comrades from the media. Thank you.
So happy. You can see how today I play with SKD. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I'm feeling so happy about the game. And the way we come back into the game, you don't.
No, the game was fun. Apart from that, see, they tell referee and spawning out game. The game was fun. The so referee, you know the game. The game was fun. We went to equal game. But I win at that.